All right, we saw the comparison there as we look ahead now. Vegas taking on Montreal. And again, the first time these teams are meeting outside of the season. Should be a fun one. Goaltending-wise, this has got to excite you, right? Two of the best in the game. In Carey Price with the way he's going and Marc-Andre Fleury with the way he's playing right now. Break it down for us. What should we expect with these two guys between the pipes?
It's going to be great. And Marc-Andre Fleury, if you don't know, is a native of Quebec. So he's going home, in a sense. And you have to know that this is a unique opportunity for him to be playing against his hometown team, the team he grew up idolizing in the Montreal Canadiens. And with the opportunity to match up against them, and in the event that you beat them, you get to the Stanley Cup final. Marc-Andre Fleury, fine wine. He's been great. At the other end, Carey Price. The reset is on. Outstanding job by Sean Burke, since he's come in as a goalie coach, to get Carey Price back to the level we've all known he's capable of, and that he showcased the majority of his career. Playing deeper in the blue paint, not out of position, not oversliding past his posts, and looking like his calm, smooth self. Both these guys at either end, I mean, we're splitting atoms here. You want the Lamborghini, you want the Ferrari, you want the Ferrari, you want the Bentley. Doesn't really matter.
They're so similar right
Totally.
now.
Totally.
Point toss in that department, lots, right?
Oh, it's awesome. Two guys picked in the top 5 in the draft. Fleury first, of course. Price 5th overall. They're not that far apart in age, about 3, maybe 4 years maximum, but this is going to be an incredible duel. Marc-Andre Fleury, I mean, a guy that really, honestly, was kind of left on the outside at one point in Vegas. And all he's
saw
done
a great
has been
tweet last night that said he's survived. He's recovered from a sword wound, and he's battled back to make it to the semifinals. Incredible.
You talk about character. I mean, a lot of guys could never have put that behind them. Not Marc-Andre Fleury. Never once, with the exception of one tweet from his agent. But never once did you ever see Marc-Andre Fleury complain, do one thing whatsoever other than be a team guy, and I got a ton of respect for him for that.
Yeah, and had a smile on his face the entire time getting it done. So you mentioned Flower going back home to Quebec to play Montreal. Another coming home, if you will. How about Max Pacioretty? The Pacioretty Bowl facing his former team that he was the captain of an Original Six franchise. So this guy has been dynamite ever since coming to Vegas, and you see that trade. Nick Suzuki, a big piece and a high-end prospect at the time, has now paid off for Montreal. He's a big reason why this team is where they are right now. What do you make of Max Pacioretty facing his former team? How fun is this going to be for him?
You know what? You're just alluding to the fact of the agent. So Alan Walsh, you got to give him a lot of credit. He's one of the best in the business. He represents Marc-Andre Fleury. He also represents Max Pacioretty, was able to help engineer that trade, get Pacioretty to Vegas, and subsequently sign that extension. What I think about this is Max Pacioretty, we know the speed, we know the skill, we saw what he did in Montreal, but I think he's been liberated by leaving La Belle Province. And the reason why I say that, by leaving Quebec and going to Vegas, he's in a group where he's surrounded by other stars. It's a different environment than it is playing in Montreal and playing in Canada in general. It's not as all-consuming 24/7, and I feel like the weight of the world is off his shoulders. Not that he didn't and doesn't respect his time in Montreal. Of course he does. That historic, iconic franchise. But he's flourishing in Vegas right now. He's healthy once again, and he looks like himself.
Yeah, 24 goals in 48 games, 40-goal pace. Are you kidding me? He's looked as good as he's ever looked, and you got to give him a lot of credit. He can grind, too.
Yep.
That line was terrific in a multiple number of different jobs that they had to do in this series, whether it be play against the other team's top line and McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog, or score. They delivered whatever they needed to do. He was really impressive for me.